This man bridged the gap between cards and art. He's an absolute legend. But it turns out Jordan Spector's just getting started. You don't want to miss this. Jordan Spectre, Philly art legend. Is it Philly art legend or just art legend, Jordan?
You know, I guess you could say Philly. I'm not too known outside of Philly, so I mean, maybe I am. I don't know. I don't know where I'm known or where I'm not known, but I feel like I have a decent name in Philly at least.
I'm going with art legend for the rest of this conversation,
All
right?
right,
I'm not limiting you to the Philadelphia city boundaries.
I've done
You have
plenty of non-Philly stuff, so I appreciate it.
absolutely. You've created some of the most memorable works of art, especially for the city of Philly. And I'd like to talk about many of them today, but first, let's get to know you a little more. So, how did you get into being an artist? If I'm not mistaken, at one point you were a D1 football player at Temple. I think you played running back and linebacker. You're going to have to clean me up if my background research has failed me here. You're a track star. You wanted to be a physical therapist. You were on the German Honor Society, and then you landed on being an artist. Was there a specific moment that you knew artistry was the way you were going to go?
You went pretty deep with the German Honor Society.
You know it, man.
That was short-lived. I should have taken Spanish in high school, considering my fiance is from Costa Rica.
Nice.
Yeah, so going back, man, my two passions growing up were really football and art. And it's pretty surreal now, especially when I get to talk about it and reflect, to just be able to say that I do both passions for a living, essentially. But yeah, I played football growing up. Wasn't like the biggest star or the most recruited athlete, but I earned my stripes in high school, and yeah, I was pretty decent. And I actually didn't plan on playing football in college. I went to Temple to focus on academia, and quickly lost the or didn't lose, quickly missed the game of football and found out about the opportunity to try out for the team back then. I think they still might do it, but it's not like a preferred walk on. It's like you actually show up and do a tryout. And I made the team from that. And that changed a lot for me, just being able to work so hard to achieve a goal, just the general concept of that. And then eventually I got hurt playing, which sucked, but it was still an amazing experience, and I made many great connections through that. And after I got hurt, I leaned back into art. But that was the first time that I was doing like sports stuff, because it was my truly newfound outlet to express my passion for football and other sports, because I couldn't play anymore. So that's really how it started, and that was probably 10 years ago now. And it's just been a slow grind ever since to really discover, oh, I can actually maybe turn this into a living and a business, and to eventually make it a business. And now is what I do full time. And yeah.
Amazing. So off you go into the world of art. Let's discuss your process and inspiration a bit. So you grew up in Upper Moreland, is that correct?
Yeah, Willow Grove. Yep.
Okay, right outside of Philly. And how has that city itself shaped your style or point of view as an artist? I mean, Philly is notorious, right, for a lot of things. So does that play into your artistry?
Yeah, Philly's just such a great art city. There's so many creative people in Philadelphia. It's known for its mural arts program and mural art scene. I think it's like top three in the country as far as like how many murals there are. And then just a network of artists as well. There's so many talented individuals, and so many artists that I'm friends with as well, that in our own way support each other. Um, and yeah, I think through that alone, I draw a lot of inspiration. And just for doing sports, there's so much passion in the city of Philadelphia for our sports. I truly think it is the best sports market in the U.S. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. Biased, of course, as a fan, but like, just I've been to other markets and I've seen the ebbs and flows of fanhood, and yeah,
Not a bad time to be a Philly fan either.
yeah, not a bad time.
Not a bad time.
You got a lot of bandwagons coming in too, but
For sure.
yeah,
So do you remember what your first piece was?
I do. I mean, there's a lot of things that I could say were my first piece. Some of the first I did were like a lot of small commit, like post football, picking back up on art again. Um, there was a lot of stuff I did that was just my own sports stuff, and then also little commissions that would come out of nowhere. And that was my realization of, oh, people will pay me to do art. That's kind of cool. And started an Instagram and started getting my name out there. And I was doing like dog portraits, cat portraits, house portraits, kind of other random stuff too. But some of the first like commission sports pieces I did were for guys that I played at Temple with, who now play in the NFL. All these years later, still play. So those were kind of my first little taste of not like a big project, but just working with an athlete in general and creating their likeness in a cool way and working with them. And probably the first big Eagles hit I did was my Brian Dawkins piece I did way back then, which we still sell as a print on my website, and a portion of all the sales go to the Brian Dawkins Impact Foundation, which wasn't always the case because it took many years to actually bring something I had spoken to existence, which was being able to work with and build an awesome relationship with Brian Dawkins, who was a huge inspiration for me to play football. So, but yeah, the B Doc one was one of the first big hits that I did.
I mean, he's a stud athlete, probably a stud human too. So it's an amazing story.
Oh yeah, no doubt
Uh,
about it.
After that, how did you decide which athletes or moments to capture? Right, so you start with BDoc, and then you probably pick and choose. So how do you go about picking what you're going to capture?
Up until 2019, it continued to be pretty much all Philly stuff. And the stuff I was doing was just what seemed to be the most inspirational big moments, um, or just paying homage to a legend in my own creative way. And that's always been the case. And I seem to always create that much better of a piece when I do have that inspiration and I do put more time into the moment itself, to do my research. So, yeah.
Love it. You say this is movement, this is passion, this is art with energy, which, by the way, I love that entire phrase. Can you walk us through your process from the idea to finished piece? How do you go about creating this from start to finish? Everyone has their different designs, right? They have digital, they have the hand painted, hand drawn. Like, how do you take an idea to finished piece?
So, yeah, I've really grown my process for before I start the art, which is doing a lot of research, watching videos, kind of setting the scene and putting myself in the shoes of that athlete or putting myself in the middle of that moment to really understand it and think of the best way to capture it. So that's what it's really all about for me is doing that, which I think has helped again create or allow me to create the best possible piece.
You're an incredible storyteller. Can I tell you? I mean, I've purchased many pieces from you. I have some pieces still on pre-order from you,
Oh
but
yeah.
the story that you get each time you buy a piece,
Mm-hmm.
it's amazing, right? Because you're connecting your audience with it just like you connected with it.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that because that's what I've really become or defined myself as above anything is a storyteller through art, through my medium of art. Um, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the recognition from somebody who buys my work to say what it means to them or how it makes them feel or know that they can think back to that moment like what were they doing in that moment and why does it bring joy to us, that's a big thing for me. Even for myself, those moments that I was there myself and can always put a smile on my face to think back to that moment.
Yeah, I mean, the name, right? Let me go with one of your more recent pieces, the dagger, right? It the dagger is one is an incredible piece of art.
Thank you.
Two, if you don't put that video clip and the story with it, people could forget that moment, right? When the announcer says the dagger, and
Mm-hmm.
you capture it and encapsulate it perfectly. And I wanted the piece before it, right? But then once I have the story, I wanted exponentially more. And then I want like 20 of them. You may remember I messaged you. I'm like, hey, can I get, how many can I buy here? Right? Can I buy 100? Um,
Yeah,
Incredible.
I appreciate that. Yeah, that one came together really nice. Devontae liked it a lot too.
So you made On the Road to Victory celebrating the 2017 Eagles. Did
Hmm.
you look back on that and think if Philly ever makes a playoff run again, I'm going to go even bigger?
Well, I don't have a choice now, especially because really 2023 was when I was getting a lot of questions about that piece and like, hey, are you going to make another one? Or people were asking, are you going to add on to that one? I can't add on to it. It's been done for many years, but what I can do is a new one, and that's what I plan on is actually making a kind of a new era piece. Probably won't have as many players in it because I want to focus on the guys now and moving forward. I've already captured up to 2018, so it's about now capturing the new era team, and that's really my plan for that.
Well, you did something massive with this new team, the Super Bowl champs, right? You have a whole line now. So let's talk about some of those recent pieces. What other
Yeah,
projects you're working
so
on? What collections do you currently have available? I know I've picked up many from multiple collections. Talk through what you had going on.
Yeah, well, as you know, I do the art and the cards now, and the cards have really taken the market by storm, I guess you could say. But I had many ideas when they won the Super Bowl, and I was really on top of just so many projects that I was putting out. And what I thought would be cool is how can I commemorate the entire team and not even players, like some of the big name guys like Dom, Howie Roseman, the head coach, like include them in this full card set to commemorate the whole squad. And I started from ground zero, and now we're at card number 26. We just dropped recently that you probably saw. So it's been really really cool to see how it transpired and just keep the ball rolling with it. Um, and we're almost done. We're almost complete.
How'd you get it going? I mean, you are working with all of these Eagles athletes to
Yeah.
individually hand sign all of them. You're running special events with them. I mean,
Hmm.
you've taken the Eagles championship by storm, and frankly speaking, you're a part of it. You have commemorated it in such a spectacular way. Talk us through it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's kind of like that feeling you just mentioned, like not only obviously just being an artist running a business, but like the inspiration to feel like I was a part of that, through my work, which is a lot of fun. And also tell those guys personalities or their journey through that card too. So, and I always hook up each guy with their own card, their own thing that they can take away from it as well, which they always appreciate. But I really got started with whatever guys were available to begin, which was back at the March Philly show. So a lot of these instances occur because I have the opportunity, either directly with the athlete or through a contractor, where we're able to get the autographs done with them. So I come with whatever pieces I'm getting done, and we go about it that way. Or there's been a lot of one-off guys who like aren't they don't do a lot of public signing stuff. So I or someone on my team reaches out to their management or just has a direct connection with them and explain what we're doing, explain how the project works, figure out if they're into it and if they're down to be a part of it, and go from there. So
The end result's epic. Like I need my hands on the whole set, Jordan. I
yeah.
mean, it's just it's epic.
Do you have the whole set so far?
No, not yet.
Okay.
No, yet, not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah,
I'm trying. I mean, a couple of those pieces are sold out.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. A lot of the biggest names, of course, sell out pretty quick, and then especially the only certain guys who did like a green version for. So yeah, it's been cool to see the growth of it, and then also just the support of how many people want to have the whole set really.
yeah, I mean that's because of you. So, was there a player or moment from last season that you found especially powerful to depict?
Out of the whole set,
Out of the whole set, I'm sure that you probably have a
um,
connection to all of them. But does one stand out to you?
yeah, I mean everybody's played their part and had their own cool moments. I really like the Jalen Carter one because that was his big moment, was the swat to the face mask of Mahomes. Another fun one was Howie Roseman with the scar on the forehead, because if it wasn't for him getting hit in the head, that, I mean, I probably would have still done a card of him, but it wouldn't have been as cool as that. You know, the scar, the
Sure.
cigar. Trying to think. CJ Gardner one was cool too, where he's standing with the arms behind the back.
Oh yeah.
Um, People really love that one. Um, yeah, but they're all unique in their own way.
There's too many. I mean, I could name them all for you.
And if I didn't do the Dagger project with Devonta, I would have done that as the LAX card, but I decided to separate and do something different.
Unbelievable. I mean, I can't wait to show people these pieces. I mean, they're fire. So what's it like working with Eagles players? How has their response been to your pieces? I've seen some of the videos online, but certainly not all of them. And you're there face to face. How are they receiving it?
They all seem to be pretty genuine. Some care a whole lot more than others, and it can be tough sometimes too if it's like a bigger venue, like I mentioned, where you got like multiple guys, or like these guys are trying to get all their autograph stuff done and just be done with the day. But especially when it's been like intimate, like one on one, me with the athlete, like they always seem to be wowed about the art, and in their own words describe how it's different than your typical trading card, which is what I want. I don't want it to just be like, oh, like it's just a trading card out of a pack. No, it's really a small piece of artwork, right? It's a small canvas, and that's how I look at it. So I've
Understood.
gotten many good reactions from them.
Oh, I bet. Has your perspective on sports or certain athletes changed after illustrating them? I mean, that, like I said, that connection you have with your pieces and the storytelling after illustrating them, does that change your whole landscape, your mindset on about these athletes?
Um, yeah, I mean, it helps me tap into that moment, or the energy they have as a player. And but most of the time I'm doing what I normally do, is just creating the art of the dynamics of the anatomy, and the uniform they're wearing and all that. But yeah, it does help me a little bit to kind of dive deeper into them as a player.
We're on the home stretch here, Jordan. I'm going to get you out of here soon. I got a couple questions, though, this for my own prodding mind. If
Yeah.
you could collaborate with any Philly athlete, past or present, who would it be and what would you create?
Hmm. Well, I've already hit the one, B Doc. We've done multiple projects with him. We're gonna keep doing projects with him. We might try to get another one done later this year. Another big one for me has been Kelsey. Maybe because it's become like when you're chasing a girl, kind of hard to get, um, which has made me want to make it happen more. But I thought we were going to get something done when he retired, and it just hasn't happened yet. And it's tough because he's so busy with so many different business ventures. It's hard for
Sure.
a small dog like me to get in there. But I would still love to make that happen with Kelsey. So I would say Kelsey, for now.
So looking ahead, what's next for your work? Let me tell you a little story that'll bridge that question, right? So for you, for me, you bridged the gap for me, sort of between sports cards and art pieces, right? I was a sport card collector. You bridged that gap. It was the Immortal Moments champion set that hooked me. And then I saw your collaboration with Case Hitman on the Allen Iverson piece,
Hmm.
which I also purchased. I got the charity auction piece. I got a couple other pieces, right? I mean, I needed it. And then a whole new world opened up to me. Do you have any other collaborations in mind, planned in the future, or what's your next step in terms of what you have planned?
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot coming, man. Especially this week alone. You may have seen some verbiage and like emails about we're doing a drop surrounding the national. Do you go to the national?
I don't.
So the national is the National Sports Card Convention every year. It's in Chicago this year, and again, a lot of the stuff I do just because I have the opportunity for it. Where we're going to work with 10 different athletes there to do a 10 athlete card drop coming, might be as soon as tomorrow or Thursday that we're going to put this thing out. It's a short run of each guy, but I just really wanted to do something cool to, again, because I had the opportunity, and also step outside the Philly market a little bit. There's actually a couple Eagles guys in this set, and there's many that are not, different sports as well, but they're all legends in their own way. So that'll be a cool one. And we're also dropping a former Phillies legend coming up soon here as well. All autograph cards for him. And then you've probably seen us hyping up the BG Relic card, which has been, in my opinion, the biggest Immortals project yet. Just not only by the amount of work it's taken, but just by the notoriety and the value that is in it, which we're hoping to drop like end of August, early September. Um, and then what else, man? There's some other small stuff in between too, like continuing the LAX set. Trying to finish that off. So there's a lot, man. There's a lot coming.
I'm a fan for life, Jordan. Like I said, you got me hooked. My daughter is actually an Eagles fan. I mean, I don't mean
Yeah,
to offend you with the Steeler ball up here, right?
I saw
My,
that. Yeah.
yeah, no disrespect. My daughter though loves the Eagles, right? Her teachers have
Mhm.
been Eagles fans, so I keep it cool in the household, even though there's a slight division there. But you see, I
Yeah.
got some Eagles pieces, and then I'm gonna put all of yours out. Your art, like I said, is her favorite. She's
Mm.
all over it, right? Anytime she sees the Eagles and Jordan Spectre, she needs to have it. So you have a wide reach. Like I said, you've changed my love of the game. Like I said, I don't consider you a Philly legend. You're a legend. I'm going to be a fan for life, a collector for life. Do not forget to tag me on anything you release and all those auctions. I'm winning them all. I'm winning them all. Bet.
Appreciate that, man. Yeah, there's some good ones coming, so I can't wait for you to see them. And I appreciate you saying that too. I'm glad that my work could bridge that gap for you. Because the way you described it too is exactly what I want people to feel is the excitement of the art, not just the athlete, or the sheer idea of it is a trading card or not. It's at the end of the day, it's art. It's about how it is collected, you know. And an ironic problem I've ran into with the bigger art, funny enough, is that I've got plenty of friends who collect my stuff, and they're running out of wall space. But the cards, you don't run out of space very quickly,
That's
which is
right.
cool, because then you don't have to worry as much about putting out too many pieces, right? It's like because the card stuff just doesn't stop. So
It's so true. I have a wife and kids, which is why I don't make it to the national. So I
yeah,
have a choice, right? Whether I line all our walls in the house with your art, which I would do,
yeah,
and I've still contemplated my marriage, putting it on the line to to represent Jordan Spectre. But instead, I went to card variety. I mean, I think it's
yeah,
genius on your part, right? To your point,
yeah.
you sort of play to all audiences. That Jalen Hurts piece, come
Smoking the
on,
cigar, yeah,
come
that's
on,
one of the
man,
best.
come on, man.
One of the best.
Yeah, find that in card form and forget about it. I'll buy the whole run.
Well, I'm not going to say too much, but there is something coming on a card of him. He is for sure the hardest to add to the LIX set, so I don't know if that'll ever happen. But we do have something coming of him.
I
So
can't wait. I can't wait to follow you. I love the little hints you're dropping. I appreciate you. You're the first artist that we've spotlighted on the channel, and it's for a reason. Like I said, you got me into the art space. You're my inspiration in that way. You connected me to sort of open up a whole nother world for myself and my family. Complete
mm,
respect to you. I love the journey. You're the only one who's, when I get sort of the case, I started keeping the cases, right? Because the case itself is art. The story is
those
art,
are
right?
expensive, man. I'm glad you keep them because I would hope everybody keeps them. It's part of the. For me, it's about creating an experience. So that's a part of the product. It's not just something it comes in. It's part of the display, part of the whole thing. So
You've perfected it from a former athlete to a former athlete, from an art collector to an artist.
yeah,
Mad respect, man.
thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to leave the audience with today, Jordan?
No, just stay tuned for more. They heard from you of why you collect my work, and I hope that other people feel the same way. And no, just appreciate the support and stay tuned for a whole lot coming. I'm just getting started.
Absolutely. All love. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Until next time, Stay sharp, chase smart.